One of the biggest freedom and power that you experience in the spiritual growth journey is when you know that you can handle your own emotions and emotional states. This is something which I have been realizing lately. You see, ever since I have learned to understand and that how emotions work, how when we experience a negative emotion, let's say fear, heartbreak, grief, sadness, uncertainty, doesn't matter what that is, whenever we experience those emotions, that we can actually transmute it by allowing ourselves to feel those emotions directly instead of running away from it, distracting ourselves. And that has given me so much more power, so much more freedom, that now I feel much more at ease with life. That I think that yes, if these things happen, that things happen, the things that my mind conjures up, you know, that I used to be living in constant fear of, that I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to be completely destroyed by it because I know how to handle my emotions. And much of the things that we fear in life, if you have noticed, it does not come from the fear of what the external situation is going to be like. It comes from us fearing how the internal situation is going to be like, meaning that you feel that you won't be able to handle the emotional state that particular situation will create if that happens. Let's say, let's give an example. Okay, you are in a relationship and you are like, you know what, I don't want this relationship to end because when the heartbreak experience happens, I won't be able to take it, endure it. It's too much, and that's why you stay in that relationship. Or you are in a job, or you are in a business, doesn't matter, and you are like, I cannot afford to fail in this situation, can't afford to fail in my business, can't afford to, fail in my job, because if that happens, what are people going to say? How am I going to be perceived? And the emotions that will come up, I won't be able to take it. See, until we go through a certain level of spiritual awareness, we can't actually differentiate that what we are not afraid of is what people are going to say, or what is going to happen, or how the external challenges will come up. What we are afraid is how I am going to feel if those situations are going to. We are afraid of our own state of being. We are afraid of our own emotions, that we won't be able to handle those emotions. Our biggest enemy, or our biggest perceived enemy, is our own emotions, our inability to handle our own emotions. And that is why lately I've been realizing that, going back into some of the thoughts and how I used to think when I was much younger, let's say 10 years back, you know, when certain things happened in my life, the way I reacted and how it, threw me into a completely different emotional place where I was trying to distract myself from my emotional pain, and how I handle similar situations right now is so entirely different. And I was thinking, like, man, like when something in the past happened, I can't imagine, like, how could I have reacted like this, because I won't react like this to now. And what is that which is making the difference? So what is making the difference is that now I have the tools to handle my own emotions. Back then I did not have the tools to handle my emotions. I did not know how to do inner work, how to do shadow work, how to surrender to my emotions, how to transmute my emotions. I did not know that. So the only option I was left with, and which most of us are left with, is either suppress our emotions or run away from it. And both are equally harmful, because your emotions are energy in motion, and when they come up, they want to flow through you. And if you do not allow yourself to feel the emotions, the energy are not able to flow through you. They get stuck, they create disharmony, and that disharmony blocks your vibration, keeps you into a negative loop where you keep perpetuating the same actions and the same things until you come back and allow yourself to feel the emotions fully and release them, which is a pattern where a lot of us are trapped in. We are learning. It's all a learning process, so don't judge yourself. But it's important to understand that it's absolutely, absolutely paramount that you learn to handle your own emotions. When I say handle, I don't mean how to just, suppress your emotions, not think about it, because that is not the way. That is the most rubbish way to deal with your emotion. Because when people say toughen it out, don't think about those things, that's the most rubbish thing that you can do, the most nonsensical advice. Because what do you mean toughen it out? What do you mean toughen it out? If you become tough on the outside, you lose your sensitivity. When people say toughen it out, don't think those things, focus on something else, be productive, because what the, I mean, it is absolute garbage advice. Because you cannot toughen yourself up without becoming insensitive to life. The moment you suppress your own emotion, you are putting your own armors up, and now you cannot experience life fully, because now you are insensitive to life. You're desensitizing yourself. And that is why a lot of people who are like toughen it out attitude, they are experiencing a much more dumbed down, bland life experience, because they are not open enough, vulnerable enough, receptive enough to receive life fully in its full experience. That is why it's such an absolute garbage advice to toughen it out. Don't toughen it out. The purpose of your emotion is not to harm you. The purpose of your emotion is not to destroy you. If emotions are coming, and again, remember, it's energy in motion, energy trying to flow through you. Energy has one purpose: to be flowed through, to be allowed through, to be channeled through, to be transmuted, to be harmonized. Allow yourself to feel those emotions. The moment you allow yourself to feel those emotions, consciously sit with it, allow yourself to feel it fully, that is when the energy again flows through you, and then it leaves you, it gets released, and it gets healed, leaving you in a much more evolved and healed state. And many times you'll learn a lot of lessons from the harmonizing of those emotions. So that's what I have been learning, and I have been integrating, and I have been teaching to my students, to my clients, when I teach them how to do inner work, when I teach them how to do shadow works, and it helps them to come out of a lot of the negative patterns that have kept them in loops for years and years in their lives, in their personal life, professional lives, in their business, career. These patterns come up, and the way out is to transmute your emotions. If you want to know more about it, then I am going to be hosting a free 1 hour masterclass on this Saturday, May 17th, 2025. And you can participate in this free 1 hour masterclass when I'm going to be sharing with you how to connect with your own inner guidance system, your own inner GPS, which is going to allow you to navigate to your highest timeline, your life purpose timeline, where you're going to be able to unlock your soul gifts. You're going to be able to experience accelerated healing. You are going to be able to come in alignment with that soul purpose journey that you have been yearning for. If you want to participate in my 1 hour free masterclass, Visit Consciousness Masterclass, then sign up for my masterclass. Link is in the description. Right? And in case you have missed the masterclass, then also please check out the link, because you will probably be redirected to my upcoming masterclass whenever that is going to happen. And if you want to stay constantly connected with me and receive my direct guidance through some of the most amazing newsletters that I have been sharing with my readers, then you can sign up for my free Visit Consciousness newsletters, where I share a ton of stuff about the spiritual awakening journey, healing journey, how to ascend as a light worker towards the fourth density stage of consciousness. Just sign up for my free newsletters. Link is in the description, right? So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you have resonated with. Give this video a like. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I'll see you again soon.